Alright, I am back. I had me a little extended business trip, but back to it. So, you know it, we know it. It's Romanic times in Arena. Now, I have a few good open map wins, but just wanted to start off the most recent upload with the most recent game. So, without further ado, it's also ironic for those who suffered and watched Gladiator 2 that, see, typically I'm yellow when I can be yellow for colors, and then I'm normally green or blue, and on the off occasion, well, cyan blue. Or on the off occasion, I'll be black when I'm the other side. But Burgundians, I gave yellow. Romans, I gave purple. And then in the event that I'm the Huns or any other civ, it's either red or black, give or take. So it's all fun. In that case, those of you who unfortunately watched Gladiator 2, it was funny because the Roman military was primarily clad in purple. So that's fun. Okay. Civ overview. This is the Persians. They are pretty much one of the first original civilizations. It was like the Persians, the Franks, and I think the Teutons and the Ethiopians, to name a few. Probably the Chinese as well. So, few, pretty neat, but I have one of the more recent additions to the game. He is the oldest, although they had a significantly revamp, upon which we'll go over. So, this happened about a year ago. Their TC's unchanged, twice the health, and they have this crazy strategy on open maps where they'll delete their opening town center, and for some reason theirs build like almost Sicilian speed. And then they'll just like literally throw a TC on top of you. If I'm the Huns, I can counter it, or the Franks. Otherwise, that strategy on open map somehow usually prevails, so that's great. That to say, they're classified as a cavalry civilization, but they get a lot of very powerful and expensive abilities to them quite early. So their cavalry archers can get Parthian tactics in the Castle Age, which means they get extra armor, and then they also get a bonus against pikemen on top of their normal bonus. So it's pretty legit. Kind of expensive, but not really. It's like 250 a piece, and so they can roid out their cavalry archers to be the strongest in Castle Age. That to say, they also get camels fully upgraded. They're generic, so they aren't anything special like the Saracens or the Gajaros or the Hindustanis, but they have that in their arsenal. And then instead of the Paladin, they have a heavy cavalry called the Savar. And all of their cavalry get +2 against archers, but the Savar gets an additional, I want to say 4. I think it has one more pierce armor than a paladin, but a little less HP, either 10 or 20, give or take. Don't know off the top of my head. And they also get... It's suitable. I think it'll take out Cavaliers pretty handily, and the upgrade to Savar is cheaper than Paladin, but you do have to get Cavalier first, so you don't save the most per se. And then it's not good heavy cavalry versus heavy cavalry. Again, Cavalier is a good benchmark for how far it can go, but its primary usage is against any archer class. So within that, they also they're kind of Turk-esque in the sense of they can really spam gunpowder very unexpectedly and very quickly. Whether that's dealing with archers, whether that's dealing with infantry, or kind of even somewhat heavy cavalry, going full gunpowder unexpectedly will be a pretty deadly army composition. So that to say, they also get every economical upgrade for free. Their town centers work progressively faster. I want to say like 5, 10, 15, 20% per respective age, but not so sure on that one. So, okay, so there's something that's neat. So we can do that for aging up purposes, but okay, let's see here. Cool, we'll keep it there. That's generally the Persians. The last bit is they have the most expensive and the most powerful unit, and just unique unit in general. It's the Persian War Elephant. They've done a couple mods to it, like it automatically moves faster, it's harder to convert, a little cheaper per unit, and then its upgrade is a little cheaper too, but it only comes out of castles. That's the only elephant they can produce is out of castles. And their castles also get strongholds, which makes them anti-bonus damage. Like, the strength gets bigger, and then they also get something that fires bullets, which is kind of cool, but it does bonus damage against rams and infantry. So, other than the Teutons, who automatically get those for murder holes for free, which lets you shoot at the one tile spacing around castles and towers, it nullifies that, so anybody that rushes it will deal with the defensive structure's fire. All that to say, yeah, it kind of boosts it. So we're both still in the feudal age. I've got 2 more bells to his one. This is actually pretty sweet. I don't know. It's different. We use the mod, or I just found out about that feature, but yep, things are going pretty good. So now we can move on to the Romans. I like them because they still add to my tenet of speed, mobility, and aggression, because even before the patch where archers get, or not archers, infantry get a speed boost, it's 0.96 tiles per second, which basically means they're the same speed as foot archers throughout the whole game. And then I think they can actually outpace them once we get squires. But, in all that, before that patch came in, because the devs really want to push towards infantry, okay, so he's about 25% ahead of me, but I do have a plan. So, anyways, moving on with all that. Yeah, so it's speed, mobility, and aggression because the Centurion, which is the unique cavalry unit that comes out of the castle, has like a symbiotic relationship where in Castle Age, if it's a long swordsman and a Centurion, they get 15% speed boost, and then like either 10 or 15% attack speed boost. So either way, it's 5% difference down or same as that number. But in Imperial Age, a legionary gets like 20-20, or like 20-15, 20 attack speed, 15% speed. And then if the Centurion is elite, so both Centurion and elite legionary, or sorry, legionary and then elite Centurion, you end up getting either 25 across the board or 25% attack speed and then 15%, or sorry, I think it's 35% attack speed and like 20% movement speed. So anyways, they're fast, and that's great, because even against archer civs, what's unique to the Romans is they get double the effects of blacksmith upgrades. Now it cuts off at chain, which is like 15%, which is the castle armor upgrade. But you end up getting +4 right off the rip, which basically saves you plate barding, which is the last armor upgrade, but then you also get it for free, and it's a castle age, so like archers pretty much do half the damage they normally would, fully upgraded. Alright, so quick segue, haha, is alright, changed the developers to where there's random berries on Arena, and then there's also random groups of chickens. Spirit of the Law does a really good job breaking it down, but essentially you only need 2 villagers per chicken, just because the decay rate is so much less. So that's interesting, but, you know, it's kind of this for that in terms of how that goes. He kept going over here. Later on, you'll see why, but, okay. So I just realized I can go heavy on kind of this wood stone composition to A, get the castle up, because then once the castle is built, monastery, I'm just going straight to berries. So that's like, that's a lot of free food. It's almost 800. So anyways, the last bit with the Romans, they were the first civ to get ballistics towards their siege, but, well, particularly their scorpions, but now everybody gets it, but they still get a fire 33% faster, which is legit. So anyways, I'm doing a sensational job grabbing relics, and he's kind of just doing this quiet boom build, which if he had 3 town centers, it 100% would be a boom. But let's go ahead and look at production. So I'm now just getting my 2nd town center up, and I've got all the relics, which is quite important. Now, he's going to build a castle over here. Obviously, I don't see it, and I don't know if he's seeing it, but either way, I can't see if he's seeing without farming more off. So, all that to say, their scorpions also are only 30 gold instead of 75, so the Poles get selective privileges, which reduces their knight gold from 75 to 30, and before it sounds too crazy, they don't get the final armor upgrade, and they're capped at cap. So, still useful, but it's not as crazy as it may seem. Now, in Castle Age, it's very legit. That's when that upgrade kicks in. But as is mine with the Scorpions, same wood cost 75, but only 30 gold, so that's really nice. So I'm just like, okay, I don't want any petard, like, push or whatever coming through here, at least I can test it. And I kind of realize I have map control, but I don't want to overextend myself, because the disbenefit of having a castle up, more or less as soon as you get Castle Age Monastery, and now this, is, yeah, it's going to slow down my villager production. It won't in terms of output, or sorry, in terms of queue, but it will in terms of output, because I just don't have as many TCs up. I was going very heavy on stone, so not sure what he's trying to do, but villager count-wise, we're doing pretty good. And he's beating me in spite of, like, his town center's working faster. He should be, like, destroying me on the vill count. But we'll see if it gets out of proportion or not. I'm wanting to expand over here, get the chickens, and then also just seeing I pretty much have map control. So we're doing pretty good. I'm wanting to just battering ram through, because I know he has a castle up. So I'm just like, if he has no map presence and our scores are similar, then I kind of figure he's booming, but I don't really, I'm not really worried about anything at the moment. So I'm getting my 4th town center up. Gosh, that's a lot. But I also again realize, like, you know, I don't know how this is going to go, because I'm probably not going to make it to Imperial before he does, since I had to invest a lot to get all these relics, and then just this infrastructure up while he's just living in his literal box. So now, interesting for him, I don't know if he saw that or not. He probably did. He'll definitely see it now if he moves up, but I kind of know I have control at this point, so I'm just gonna plan on taking out his castle, more or less for free. And that's more or less that. So I don't have that much of an army because I'm wanting to just mass my villager production. And so that's kind of the game plan for this. So I used up all the berries, I'm going after the chickens at the moment, and I'm just making a lot of rams. Because there's one thing that I've learned, you don't just assume everything's fine, you want to just go over the top in terms of rams. And I think it was smart that he did this, and this is just a general tip, like, just because you got walls don't mean you shouldn't kind of help out your infrastructure and just in general, like, buys you more time, right? So he's going crazy on the eco, a little bit on the military production. I mean, I've got 7 rams, so we're pretty straight. But he's going to notice this, and I know he's going to come back. But he's heading out. Conveniently, since that decision was made, I'm going to take advantage of this now. This is kind of funny. I've lost a castle before dealing with this, but fortunately I didn't, so now we're just going to deal with this little risque of an attack that he's got. But I've got the pain train lined up, and choo-choo, we're ready to take it down. So, did I end up losing anybody? One? Yeah, I lost one out of that entire exchange. It's not bad at all. If I was smart, I would have just gone over here, but I just kind of was cocky and didn't really care. So anyways, no big deal. Should I end up losing 3? Maybe 2? Yeah, 2. But I kind of did that just to lure him out. Sweet. So that's taken care of. In the meanwhile, the great seismic push is happening. He's not even making a mangonel, so this guy's crazy. But he's smart. Like, you know, he knows I'm just gonna turtle up, and he's gonna trust his eco, and that's cool. Because as you can tell, finally the Persian bonus and evidenced. He's smoking me in the villager count. Even though, I want to say we have... yeah, I got 4 TCs, so I'll keep getting some more. Yeah, I'm working with it, but... Granted, I was working on building a lot of rams, so... You know, the pros will do a better job at, like, forcing their will when they have it, but I'm not trying to go all in. So I just knew, hey, I can get a free, something crazy happens, I can get a free castle, just, you know, be a little cheeky, destroy some infrastructure for free, and then kind of see where we're at, because I know I have map control, I have relic control, so the only thing I can't have happen is if he does a full gunpowder rush, or like, masses trebs and just scorch earths me, because I don't have infantry up, I only have cavalry. I'm waiting until Imperial Age to really get my infantry going. So, that's kind of that. But, I know at this point, like, let's see what we can get out of this. I didn't see any of this. So that's why I'm like, let me not go crazy. So, we're just having a good time. And meanwhile, this is a pretty legit, again, extremely wasteful. But I've been there before. So, let's see. How much do we lose by not paying attention? Okay, so we lost 1. Again, the kill counts aren't crazy, but the infrastructure is going down for sure. You know, we're healing up, and so we're going to clash for a second. I now see the castle. So, again, me being a little cocky, I kind of think to myself, let's just see what we can get out of this. Because I consider this a free military, no, clearly I paid for it, but, you know, I just got a little confident. Seeing this many pikemen, I should have just not cared to stay, but I kind of wanted to see, again, just what I could get out of this. Sniped a good amount of gold out, which is good. Yeah, this is just dumb. So I may have saved these guys, I don't know yet, though. So that's a pretty decent amount of pikemen. And at this point, I'm just like, can I get any of the siege? Thinking yes, but let's see what we can get out of this. Okay, so that instantly died. I get a decent amount of kills for what it's worth. I wish I would have saved him. I'm pretty sure I didn't. Great. So, I'm finally going to Imperial Age after that little moment happened. So, out of that entire exchange, I got like 1 or 2 pikemen. Again, pretty sad, but I'm over here doing expansion. So I'm out of the chickens. I know he's coming by, but I also feel relatively confident that I can somewhat hold this area and just get the res while I can. The score indicates I'm getting smoked, but I'm not really sure why per se. I know he's up in a lot of metrics, but I also know while we did trade castles, I just kind of felt like my exchange was considerable. So I know I'm going to lose this, and this is the risk, right? But I also know he doesn't think that I have an answer to this. So I definitely do. He's going to move out, which is smart because he's got the momentum. I'm just getting the precious res while I can, just getting my population numbers up so I can keep pumping out units. So we're getting our numbers up. I probably shouldn't have cared to show my hand on this, but I did. Again, part of it's just like, there's pretty much a handful of civs that I make it Michael Jordan meme of, and I took it personally. Like, I just suddenly do, and Persians are kind of one of those ones. You know, it's like, I think there's more to life. There's solid civ, but it's just so, it's just basic. You know, as the guy with the DLC, it's to pay to play, and well, in my case, for the win, because I like difference, and I love my heavy cavalry. And if Civ's got it, I will most likely try it out. So anyways, I'm going to do a little wraparound. I don't know all that he has, but I know he's got, at this point, he has to have more than helps. So I don't care about the camels at all. I'm just going to shred through the siege and knock through camels. Now, this exchange should 100% yield in my favor. Camels can't do anything except counter cavalry, so he's gonna do that. But I also know I'll just shred through his military, so I'm interested. Yep. So we jumped up the KD ratios. He's just gonna commit fratricide, and I don't care. Got a camel out of it, so that's fun. But I know now that he has heavy units. He's got hounds. So, in my mind, again, I just have 2 singular purposes. I've learned this from the pros. You know, if there's a lull or a moment to be had, and you kind of just see where you're at, like, for me, it's like, okay, got a couple Centurions just to get by. I'm very unfamiliar with this, but I also felt like I had too many villagers, so I kind of let it happen, which is quite wasteful, but... So I cancel that. I, again, genuinely don't care. I will panic build some monasteries. I realize these are stuck, so I'll get them out pretty soon. But I say it's a good back and forth. Again, I don't know why the score is indicative of what it says it is, but it's well over dramatic. And that was such a waste of my army. But, you know, we're going to do the wraparound once again. So... Stupidly, he kind of shows that he's doing that, but it doesn't really matter. So I'm gonna mass my army and get the sideswipe, I guess. I do abandon this castle. Yeah, I kind of realize, like, it's cool and useful, but I'm not gonna really worry about it. So I just want to mass up my army. I want to wait till this goes through. Pro tip, even though I didn't choose to do it, if you're upgrading something, putting it in the back. Now, this guy had a massive opportunity. He didn't take it, but I took one. So we're just gonna kind of reset ourselves. He's killed 3 castles. So I just need my trebs up, just in case he does something crazy. And we're going. Yeah, we're going in. He's got nothing to stop this. And I have my Centurions to help buff him. And I don't care. I'm just gonna mow through this like nothing. Because even though he's got 3 crossbows, yeah, it's probably doing like 1 damage. Yeah, it's like 1 damage a shot. Because my armor's so high, and he's on the castle unit. So I'm just shredding through it. I don't care. I should have gone for his trebs, but he is a little scatterbrained, and he's just going to try to do random stuff. So this is where I pretty much don't look back in terms of game. Now, there's still a lot of game to be had. It looks like I'm going to wipe this guy. I've got the trebs, I'm about to have enough for another castle, and I'm getting competences, which increases the speed of Centurions and Legionaries. They come from the barracks or die from a castle grade. But I'm going to just clear a little bit of infrastructure. I know there's a lot coming my way, I can just feel it, and I know that this is probably going to turn into a long game. So there's times where I should just use the Civ to its potential, like maximize it, but sometimes I like to be brute forced minimalist, which in my opinion is maximizing force nature. But if I would have just massed Scorpions, I think this game would have been over. I jumped up 3k in score, I've got the double KD ratio, and you know, we're just going, right? So I'm starting to get the relics again. I should have left a tile open for the gate, but it doesn't matter. So I'm getting the precious res. Not really worried about anything at the moment. And this is what he could have done. You see, he saw 6 trebs, and he should have realized I have no halves, nothing on the field. So he probably could have gotten 1 or 2 for pure trash, which is always a good deal, and he just didn't take advantage of it. Why he's doing this, I don't know, and I don't care. But that is that. So, one thing unique to the Persians, they get Commanderin, I think, and it's just a fancy, probably Persian way to say. They're trash bows. It's 60 wood, and that's it. It's pretty solid. So, I don't have Halbin yet. I'm waiting for it. But, and all that to say, I'm just like, okay, just go for the archers. Whatever. And just do this. Now, the thing with this is, now I've got this, so let's go. Like, I'm clearing this, but it's not for free. Like, he has all trash units. So I'm like, you know what, screw it. I'm just gonna go for something like this. Ironically, so I don't. Like, I definitely do, but it's just, it always looks worse than what it is. So, just to show how minimal these arrows do. Like, look, that dude was just getting pumped, and he was still going. So, at this point, like, we're quote-unquote exchanged on it. He came out with a better trade out of it, because it didn't cost him any money. But, again, I don't care. I see the score. I have the relics, if they get the last 2. So I just know it's going to be a little bit of back and forth. I need to stop the side swipes, so just keep building right, but we're just going to keep pounding each other, and that's fine. So, I'm not Viper skilled, so I kind of save some, but I also will lose some villagers in the process. See, if he would have just dive bombed more often, it probably would have been to, like, better event for him. But I then also realized, okay, this time, I'm not going to use this guy's one. So, I did get that. I love that. Totally love it. Why I'm sending bills forward, I don't know. But the villager population is indicative. I kind of need to throw some nuts. Unfortunately, I didn't realize I did this. I'm glad I didn't consider I just so it sucks for them, but hey, for the glory of Rome, right? So that's done with. Take those eyeballs out over there. And I'm, again, realizing, okay, if we didn't figure out now we're going to Master Cheapskates. Because I'm tired of this, and I know he has deep planted. What's that plane, you may ask? Let's go check it out. He's doing the thing that I was waiting for him to do, which is mass gunpowder units. So it's gonna happen, it's just a matter of when. And he, again, pretty smart guy, he realizes, oh, I'm just gonna sideswipe this thing. He's got mobility, he does, okay. Good old passing gift, that's fine. But I know. Alright, let's go ahead and save this. I have elites and Cheapskates. I have my legionaries. I don't think I have all the upgrades in for my Centurion. That's fine. So, we're gonna deal with this in the long slide. From my point of view, I realize, yeah, once when I saw these roll up, I knew I didn't have them. So I've got the relics, I'm just gonna stay calm. I should have been making villagers to account for the loss, but this will be up. So that's cool. But remember what I said earlier? Even if this gate wasn't open, oh, because it closed, just kidding. Yeah, so that was a combination of two things. He was going to get in anyway. So, in the meanwhile, I realized we have some. I'm just going to have to eat this. Fortunately, this is why I always get refill out in a big way. I could start producing villagers to counter this just awful loss. I finally deleted that house for some reason. So I sent my house out. He's got this many. Takes that one. But we're doing good. I get the plan. Despite all this, he's gonna get a lot. But I cleared out all its old units. He's got nothing to deal with this. I'm just now I'm having to say that, and over here it's he's gonna be annoying. If he was smart, he just would have thrown them all in the back. See how good my macro is. Again, he's doing the default mount state of, oh, I'm just gonna just have the spawn point unchanged. Now, if he picks up on it, I'm not going to, but he's gonna keep being annoying. My villager count is dropping down. So anyways, you know, I'm like, alright, just keep clearing siege, keep clearing out his golden cone. Alright, so that's happening. I still have some army left. This was just funny, but also dumb, that I unnecessarily lost 3 moves. I knew it, but I was just happy. So anyways, I have the relic control. We had a lot of dead bodies exchanged, but my military count, yeah, because I've reloaded, and at this point, like, again, just going for the gold. I don't care. These stupid trash units. But here's the thing about cavalry civs, even if they have someone like this that costs no gold, if you're going to go in a long war, 90% of the time, the infantry has the better options long term. So he's going full trash. Let's go check out his, sorry, what the heck was that? Let's just check out what we got here. So, it's got a very good farming econ. It's a pretty good. Obviously mine is down at the moment. Why people don't do this? I don't know. It's free. But I don't care. So I realized at this point, okay, been at it for a while. I need to mass my army, and we got to get ourselves back into this. So I got the wood coming back up. I'm gonna get more gold, and he's gonna do his, he's gonna just attack again. But I know that, so it doesn't matter. Finally, I get the last armor upgrade. Jeez. But my attack upgrades are in, and like I get it, you can't face the wall, but at some point you just have to commit. So I realize that, and I'm gonna commit. You know, I'm done with it. It's just time to kill this guy. So made the choice. It was extremely risky, but I'm gonna do it. So obviously this guy is pop capped. So we're just gonna start small, just clear some of this infrastructure out. Waiting for that to kind of get his attention. And then I gotta maximize this, right? So sounds good. Yep. So I kind of do this wave where I force him to come in and then just maximize fire. And so I know, like, I'm gonna win this. It's just a matter of how much time it is. Because this was just totally risky. Don't recommend this at all. But I just sent it. You know, I was like, you know what, get the siege and let's just run like crazy to get over here. If he would have changed his spawn points to here, oh man, like I would have been wrecked. But I just, you know, figured he's not going to be able to micro this macro. Because he got obsessed with this side of the game. So works for me. And that cost him very dearly. Because yeah, beyond the score changing like crazy, I knew, hey, let's just keep going, right? If I was smart, I would have taken out the siege workshops, but I also didn't care because I knew he had an infinite. So at this point, my only job is to push. Get one heavy score. Great. But okay, so again, I'm realizing he's starting to throw howls at me, so I gotta throw mine up. Mine will always be better than his. The 304, let's see. The 404, yeah. So I'm doing better just with one extra melee armor. It goes a long way. So anyways, we gotta move our trebs up. Oh, jeez, it's really tough. But, you know, it's fine. Because I know I got this under control for the most part. I have to... I'm glad I kept the siege up because his siege workshop's up because he just kept wasting reds. At some point, you're just gonna run out. So we're just gonna keep producing military. What are we at after all the destruction? 5 barracks, stable, and 3 castles. We're doing good in terms of production. It was 11 across the board, not castles. Just had 11 barracks. Again, I could have and should have done some like to help out on the siege. I didn't care. So I was like, you know what? I'm sending a message. I'm just gonna be better with the money that I'm going to outpost. So that's just that, right? Jeez, these castles went by. He doesn't even have all his upgrades in, so whatever. I was wondering why I lost so many Centurions, and that's because he has a lot of helps. So I lost way too much. But here we are, right? So I'm just like, hey, just keep going. Whatever happens, just keep going. That one little Scorpion is really being an MVP. Don't know how much he's doing, but it's the principle. So I realize I'm gonna lose it. It's whatever, but I'm pumping in units, which is important. And you know, you can go your little trash army to your heart's content, but at some point, it's gonna pay. There he goes. Maybe. Sweet. The legend goes on. To his credit, he's sitting in clumps, but it's nothing impressive. Because look at this. Just absolutely. That's what happens when you have a base armor of 3. It's awesome. Halbs are better. Maybe if you... No, I mean, skirmish would have done anything. So, anyways, yeah, it was a lot of good back and forth, but I just felt like I had control of this game. Now, that's going down for sure. But that's okay. Because I am completely out of gold, and I want to see the map is out as well. But I've got it under control. So at this point, yeah. Also, it's one less minute range. I think it's only a one tile minute range. Nice. So I got it under control. And insert wave 3. I love to see it. Actually, I lost count. Now, during the patch, they got rid of Arson for the Ruby, which is probably the most least used that I have in the game. Just don't use it. I should have put out where his original TC stood, but I also just put this thing up. Because he's going to keep just outproducing trash on me. So, I knew he had stuff on the side, but I just couldn't really tell where. Because, yeah, I haven't seen it, but, you know, it's fine. Like, I'm just going to take this dude out. I don't care. And this is the icing on top, right? Like, I don't need trebs, I have control. So, we're just going to do it, right? Bye. Alright, so I've got it under control. Yeah, the dude is just absolutely making crossbows. Trash bows. Cool, 6 range, 7. Look at this. Dude just taking it. Oh, he lived. Okay. So he just died. But I have a forward trap position available.
Salve.
What? I thought I'd get at least more than one farm. But yeah, things are going good. I don't know if I lost any of those that were over there, but yeah, you can't have all your production facilities in one general area. Like for me, it was like I had a decent amount scattered throughout, granted mostly on this side, but I still had a variety of locations. That was a decent decision. I don't know if it saved the game for me per se, but you know, it was good. If I was smarter, I would have put one in here, but it kind of doesn't matter. But that's generally a smart idea. So yeah, things went really good for me. Kept it under control. He added some infrastructure, but you know, it's just not going to do much. So that was good. It was fun. They upgraded. Well, they changed it to where instead of silver for the horse, and then you know, changed to the rider. Well, I think he has a gold helmet, maybe. Yeah, he does. Nice little accent. Yeah, instead of silver and, you know, no change to the elite, they have almost all the elites with some variant of gold. So that's cool. Nice little change. For how much he kind of focused on stone and castle, it really didn't do much. Like, he didn't have a forward castle, he just kind of did his thing. But it worked out. That was a lot in the sense of, like, I lost a lot of farms, and the villager ratio was vastly kind of up and down across the board, but I got it done. The thing with infantry civs, you really do have to make a death ball at some point, and just take advantage of what you have, and I decided to do that, and it worked out. I do not recommend to send trebs by themselves up here while there's a huge battle going over here, but it kind of paid off because I kind of saw how he played, and I felt like I had it under control, and I did. So I don't even think, no, I may have gotten siege engineers, but anyways, we'll just look at it real quick. Yeah, nearly double KD ratio, so that was solid. I ended up getting 4 conversions, it's funny. Yeah, I mean, near neck and neck in terms of force on force, which was good. He did beat me in the trash resource, but again, I knew I would smoke him on the precious res, so that was good. He beat me on every single timing, whether by marginal or by massive, but I felt like it was fine. That's very important. So always get at least 1 or 2 relics, even if you can't get all 5. Just have something in the bank, because that was at least 3 waves worth of military for free from a gold standpoint. But I'm Dr. Loving. I played Super Mario's 85, and it's good to be back. I'll be making more videos, and until next time, peace.